So, here we go.
It was filled with childish frustrations and complexes. The police were searching for James Thomas.
Hello, hello, hello. You're listening to Midnight Movie Gang. It is currently 4:40 p.m. Night Movie Gang. I'm here with Courtney.
Hi.
Hello. It's been a while since you've been on. What was the last episode we had you on?
I don't remember.
It was
before we moved.
It was before we moved. Yes, we moved to a location.
To a new location.
A better location.
A better location.
Yeah.
And I'm done with school.
Yeah. Now we're out in new life.
Mm-hmm.
We're living in a house.
Yeah.
It's real nice.
It's a rental, but it's adorable.
Yeah, and I was saying just before we started recording that this now feels like, because we basically, it's same number of rooms, so we have like our room set up as like we're calling it the lab this time around.
Yeah, we're in the lab right now.
In the lab, office, art hobby space, and it feels more like a podcast because we each have our desks right next to each other.
Yeah.
And we have a printer, which makes it feel extra like an office.
That's true. So my desk just has a bunch of trinkets on it.
And I got 3 screens on my desk.
Yeah, yours is kind of intense.
Were you on for Sinners? No, that was.
I don't think I was.
We were gonna do.
Oh, I think the last one was Revenge of the Sith. My last one.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Ash. Oh God, it keeps going. Friday the 13th. Tenet. Wait, hold up. Revenge of.
I was on Mickey 17, wasn't I?
You. Oh yeah, you were. Wait, where the heck is Revenge of the Sith?
It was up there.
Looking at Spotify, folks. Oh, it was after. It's before. Oh, here we go. Yes.
Yeah, it was before Attack the Block.
Yep. So yeah, Revenge of the Sith. That was the last episode before kind of the gap, like the move.
Yeah.
Look at the dates, like May.
Yep.
Our May was hectic.
May was hectic.
Yeah, but we've been on a pretty good roll since. But yeah, it's only been me, Joseph, then Deep D came on for an episode.
Yeah.
And I think
I just needed a little break. I was overwhelmed with all the moving stuff.
Yeah, but now we're back.
But now we're back.
We're gonna talk about some movies. One movie that it was your first time seeing, then one movie was my first time seeing.
Yeah.
We watched a fun movie and we watched a weird movie.
Before we get into it though, I just want to say today we're drinking Shirley Temple's, aka Sprite and Grenadine, made by you.
Made by me. And did I get good ratios?
You did. This looks very delicious. It is very delicious. And also...
We're drinking it out of our Santa mugs.
Yeah, and I have your Santa mug, and you have my Santa mug.
Yeah, my Santa mug is a black Santa mug, and Court's Santa mug is a white Santa mug.
Yeah. But our drinks are really good.
Yeah.
These 2 movies that we chose to talk about together are kind of weird together.
I think they have something in common.
Yeah.
They get chased. Both movies, people are chased by gators.
That's true.
That happens in Annihilation. They get chased by a gator.
That's true.
Tessa Thompson gets, spoiler alert for Annihilation. But we didn't mention, for those of you, if this is your first episode listening to the show, we talk about horror, sci-fi, kind of like cult cinema, which both these movies definitely fall into. Annihilation's straight up sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Crawl, I would call like a horror thriller. And I call it a cult film just for the sake of like nobody saw this when it came out. But I remember when it came out and the reviewers around like that I was following at the time all said it was good, but it just wasn't one that I had interest in.
Yeah. Yeah, and Annihilation I read the book of. So I knew it as a book before I knew it as a movie. And then Crawl I saw in theaters and I loved it. Yeah. I'm a big fan of creature movies that are like real creature movies. Like I love shark movies. Shark movies are one of my favorite like mini genres. And Crawl fits in that for me.
Oh, 100%.
It's kind of like it's like a shark attack movie, but it's gators. Which is really exciting for me. And Annihilation was a book that I read a few years ago when when I was in school. I read it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when you were reading it.
I think I was crocheting when I was reading it. It was like I think I remember when I was crocheting.
Oh, were you? Listened to the audiobook?
Yeah, it was an audiobook. And it was a good audiobook. So if you are a reader out there, I'm talking to you, listener. If you're a reader and you like horror books or horror sci-fi or sci-fi books, you may know the struggle of the fact that most adult fantasy books, like fantasy sci-fi books, are just too damn long.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a really hard time finding good like fantasy sci-fi books that aren't like a giant series, which the Annihilation book I think it's by James Vandermeer.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of a series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's part of a series. I haven't read the other ones. I just read Annihilation, and I didn't love not Jason Vandermeer, Jeff Vandermeer. Sorry.
Sorry, Jeff.
And I didn't love the book. I found it a little bit difficult to follow. Probably mostly because like the creatures in Annihilation are super amorphous, and like everything is like not like things are just weird. So it's really hard to understand in book form.
I feel like this would be hard. This would be a hard story to read.
It's hard to read, yeah. But you, listener, if you know any like short and fun horror sci-fi books, DM the show
Send them our way.
so that LC can tell me so that I can read them.
Hit them up on Instagram. Read it. Leave a comment.
Right. Please
something.
tell me. I need books to read. But anyway, when I read Annihilation, so some of the way I guess we should talk about. I don't know. What should we talk about?
So the structure usually is you pretty much started right away. The first thing I like to talk about is our history with whatever movie we're talking about, which you talked about your history with both. And to talk a little bit about my history with Crawl. Just I remember when it came out, and I had heard that it was good, but like it's just not my because I love creature features well, but I guess I do need like an additional thing.
Like a supernatural or sci-fi element most of the time.
Like I remember like seeing the trailer, I'm like, oh, it's just gators. Like they're not like mutant gators.
No,
or
it's not eight-legged freaks.
Genetically engineered. But here's the thing, though. You know, I still I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
And something about it though is that like it feels like these are like this movie feels like the gators are like the velociraptors.
Super gators.
In Jurassic Park 3, they don't fuck around.
No, they
like,
want to eat your ass.
They smart, they strategize, they cooperate.
Yeah.
Like they they are like the velociraptors in Jurassic Park 3. It's like they're into like they're more movie monster than like they're just as threatening as any movie monster.
Right.
And there are other reasons I like it too, which we'll get into when we talk specifically about that movie. Which I wanted to say, which movie did you want to? So like we're gonna kind of basically just go through the plots of each movie, a little bit, and talk about kind of our thoughts on certain things. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Annihilation.
Yeah, I figure we should because it's been longer since we watched it. Watched it like 3 or 4 days ago.
Now I will say, the book. So the book is from. It's kind of, I would call it a little bit omnipotent, but it's from the POV of the biologist in her like journals, and basically
Natalie Portman's
throughout her journals you end up finding out about her husband coming back weird. But in the beginning you don't know that her husband like came back weird from an expedition. You just meet her at the expedition and you're just like learning about her slowly. And the interesting thing in the book, all of the characters are unnamed.
Really?
Yeah.
The scientist, the anthropologist.
Yeah, so it's literally like the psychologist, the biologist, I don't remember all their titles, but basically the psychologist is the one who is is like kind of orchestrating a lot of things, and then the biologist is who we're following, whose husband went on the expedition and then came back. But in the movie, you meet her after the expedition, and she's telling authorities what's going on.
The movie's pretty much told in a flashback.
Right.
Pretty much.
It's like Titanic.
Yeah.
Where you see the old lady and she's like, I remember.
Yes, where'd you throw the jewel? I remember Leo DiCaprio.
Right.
I remember Oscar Isaac. But yeah, no, that's interesting because like, yeah, no, one of the things I like, so like I like this movie. I don't like it as much as, so I don't know if you saw like, so this first movie we're talking about, Annihilation, the film itself, is written and directed by Alex Garland, and I
don't like his work.
I know he got beef with Alex Garland.
I don't have beef. I just like Civil War kind of let me down. I don't know. He's kind of a war guy, isn't he?
He's a war guy. He likes his military.
And I'm just not really into that.
My favorite movie of his is still Ex Machina.
I do like Ex Machina.
Yeah. This was his second movie after. Because Ex Machina was his first like big directorial feature, and this was his follow up. And I remember when this movie came out, a lot of people were let down because they were expecting, but it's a very different kind of movie from Ex Machina. Yeah, I think just as
you can definitely see the war in this one.
Yeah, I think that something set I'll say it right now, just as far as like, I feel like Alex Garland is not good at writing women, which like most like male writers, directors like aren't, but like.
But he tries really hard, which is crazy. Just give it up.
Well, with the thing is like with Ex Machina, the reason why like Ex Machina I put in a different thing and I give it kind of its thing is that the characters in the movie, like that we perceive as female characters, are robots who are imitating.
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of like a part like that movie is way more about how men view women. Like we talk a lot about Oscar Isaac's character in the movie. Like that would make a good. We should just do an Ex Machina episode. That'd be a fun one to break down. Yeah. But like his you know, that scene, like why not make him sexual man? So you know, like in his possession and like how he views them, and also how Domhnall Gleeson is manipulated and has his kind of. And then this movie, something that like I'm realizing in this movie, the genders of these characters, in my opinion, don't really matter. It's
a little bit like Alien,
yeah, in that way, where it's like you could kind of, the fact that they're all women isn't something that is like super essential to the plot. I mean, like all 5 characters are dealing with things that I feel like all of their individual traumas feel like things that people of any gender can go through,
right?
And like any sexuality can. But yeah, because I feel like I would be interested to see the version of Annihilation that is from a more feminine perspective. Like maybe like for example, one of the characters in this movie, like cutting ahead a little bit, one of the scientists in this movie is a woman who lost her daughter, right? And like I feel like wouldn't it be interesting if like expanding out there, like maybe they could have a thing where the Shimmer like gets some of her genes and like makes like a clone of her daughter or something, or like we can explore a little bit like how, I don't know, like how her as a mother interacting with like kind of the sci-fi organic world, like how, you know, just something interesting.
Yeah.
You know, but I think what we got though, as far as like you were talking about the characters, I like the little bits of detail that we get with the characters, because like every one of them just has like their own little thing. Like this one's an alcoholic, this one has cancer.
And you get a little bit less of that in the book because it is from just the biologist's point of view, really. But also something interesting. So something that I think in the 2 more recent movies from Alex Garland that I've watched, which are Civil War and this movie.
And Men. Oh, recent as in, yeah.
Recent as in recent to me.
Yeah.
In both of these movies, I think that there's a ton of places where we could go, and we just kind of like splinter off a little bit instead of keeping to one mission. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that I think that he tends to take on big ideas and then like we lose some of it along the way. Like in Civil War, we're on this whole ass journey, but we don't actually do anything with it. It's the same with this movie. So I know that the movie is like a loose adaptation of the book. But in the book, there's basically one set piece, which is when they are in the Shimmer, and then they call it the Tower, which is like where they are at the end of
the lighthouse.
The lighthouse, right? So that's basically where you're at for the whole book.
Really?
And in the book, like they are basically like camped there, and something is writing messages on the walls, and they don't know who's doing it, and they hear weird moaning at night, and there's like, and the only creature that they really see is like the end creature, which I guess would be similar to. The thing is, in the book, it was described so weirdly that I don't know how close that actually is to the like end creature in the movie. But like, there is like an end creature that's weird.
Well, did the book talk about its silver vagina? Big TV shit. We'll get to that.
But it's really interesting, and also another thing that's different is in the book, the main psychologist, you find out that she is basically orchestrating this mission, and is basically like, she's like the inside guy. She's like Ash from Alien.
Yeah.
Where like she's like, and it turns out that she's been like hypnotizing the whole team the whole time. And so the biologist like learns this and doesn't know, like there's gaps in her memory, and she doesn't really know what's happening.
Her character is way more of a villain in the book.
Yeah, in the book, like the psychologist is like a huge villain, and there is like, I know in the movie there's,
she's mean in the movie.
She's mean, but she's not like mastermind.
She's not evil.
She's just kind of an asshole, you know?
Yeah.
And then in the movie, there's like the little bit of the like, did you kill her? Like going crazy type vibe, which there is a little bit of that in the, like there is that in the book too.
Yeah.
But there's actually like something going on with the psychologist like hypnotizing the others, which like doesn't come up at all in the movie.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, very much each character is kind of on their own journey. Yeah, as far as like a threat from like the humans, like as crazy as it gets is when the I forget what she's like a medic. I think she's a medic.
Yeah.
Like her freak out is as far as you get, as far as like them turning on each other.
Right.
But yeah, each of the characters are more kind of going through their own thing. Like
I think that what I took from that is Alex Garland trying to make a point about women not turning on each other in the same way that men did, because their whole thing in the movie is that the past expeditions didn't work because the men went crazy.
Oh, so is he?
I think he might be trying to make a comment about like men and women socially.
Like, do you think he's trying to say that like we're less different than we think, or that look, these women didn't turn on each other as fast as the men did?
Yeah, I think he's trying to say something like that.
Okay.
Because in the movie they talk about the old expeditions, quote unquote, and how like it just dissolved with the men, and this is the first time they're bringing women.
Yeah.
That's like a point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, only one of the women in the crew like gets like aggressive necessarily with the others. I mean, as far as like, I definitely think that like something like what happens to Tessa Thompson's character when she turns into a tree person.
Yeah.
I kind of like gives in. I feel like the men men in the earlier missions might not have done that.
No.
Well, also, you know what though? Another thing though is that they say that in this movie, this is the first team of scientists. Everyone they've sent before was literally just soldiers.
Right.
It was just meathead soldiers, like there for a mission, not people to like get info.
Yeah, and I think that like I think there is some truth to that, where I mean we know it to be true on some level that like when men experience discomfort, they project it outwardly, while a lot of the times women tend to project it inward, which like you see that with like men become school shooters and women like do self-harm, you know, like shit like that. Like,
I'm so excited for the incels to get mad at this episode.
Oh my god, every time
it was the Revenge of the Sith. That episode did really well.
It's every time I start talking, honestly.
I love it.
But yeah, and in the book also there's nothing about, so the husband dies of cancer a few months after coming back from the mission.
Okay.
He's not like replaced.
Okay, so it's not the ending is very different from the book then, as far as like because the end of the basically spoiler alert, we're basically kind of picking and choosing all over the plot here, but like as far as the end of the movie, Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaac are there, and it's like they're both like alive at the end, and they both come to you like, hey, are you a weird shapeshifting space alien? Yeah, I am. Like, they don't say that out loud.
Yeah, and then they're both like, oh, me too.
And you see, like, in their eyeballs that they got the little shimmer going on. So, the way that I always interpret it, like, what happens after is, like, oh, they're going to, like, take over the world and shit. Like, they're going to...
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know if Alex Garland had any intention of making more movies, but, like, there's a whole book series. I don't know how long the series is. I think it's at least a trilogy. And I don't know if it follows the same characters or anything. Like, I don't know if it follows
The next book is called Authority. That's a way lamer title.
What is it? Go up.
The second is...
4 books. Yeah, the Southern Reach series.
Yeah.
Okay. Vandermeer stated that if Annihilation is an expedition into Area X, then Authority is an expedition into the Southern Reach, the agency sending in the expeditions. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just the agency that deals with... Area X.
I mean,
that's cool.
As far as like, like you could still. So the way I interpreted the ending of the movie Annihilation, is that they're being like watched by the scientists, because like everybody that you see outside of Oscar Isaac and Natalie Portman at the end are like in hazmat suits and like and shit. So it's like they're gonna be observed in this lab for a while,
right?
You know, but like this is literally just my headcanon. Like I like the idea that they're just gonna go crazy and like make everyone an alien and shit.
Yeah.
Like. But I mean, you could still. I guess they could still, if they wanted to do. I mean, they're not gonna. As far as like, I remember this movie didn't do like great.
Well, I'm seeing a lot on that plot summary about hypnosis, and they didn't have that in the movie at all.
Yeah.
So they'd have to like put that in.
The last one's called Absolute.
I love the book covers for these books, by the way.
Yeah,
they're all really nice.
They're all pretty dope. The last one's pretty sick.
What I will say, as a creature guy. I think that both the book and the movie should have done more with the creatures. I
Yeah.
think that there's so much room to be doing things with the creatures. And that was like kind of my main complaint when I read the book, and honestly one of my main complaints when we watched the movie is that
There wasn't
like
enough.
the gator was cool, the weird thing at the end was cool, the tree people were cool, the deer was cool.
The deer plants.
I just want to see more. I want more interactions with that kind of shit, you know? And that's just my bias because I just love creatures.
Like this whole movie could have just been like a nature documentary of like Richard Attenborough describing like
Richard Attenborough. You mean
David
Attenborough?
David Attenborough being like, welcome to Alien Park.
Right, exactly. But I mean, I don't know. I think both talk a lot about grief and like and change, and I think that that's cool. I just think that it could have been cooler.
Yeah. No, I get you. As far as like we're jumping.
Yeah, I figured we'd jump around because we're talking about two movies.
A little bit, just as far as like what the characters have going on, and talking about. So like, I will say like I said, I enjoy the little amount of detail that we get with the little details that we get with the characters. I think that Natalie Portman, I didn't pick up on a lot of the kind of subtext of like what's going on between Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, and the dude that she's cheating on him with, because the whole thing.
Yeah.
We kind of learn throughout the movie, we kind of skip around the timelines, is that Oscar Isaac is actively a soldier who goes away on like crazy missions like for months at a time, and it sucks too. It really sucks for Natalie Portman as far as like, you know, he goes away for months at a time, and most of the time he can't tell her where he's going because it's classified. He doesn't necessarily know how long he's going to be away. Right. And during that period of time, like we kind of learn through the flashbacks that she's cheating on him with this professor dude that we meet at the beginning of the movie. Like he invites her over for like drinks or whatever, and she's like, no, I can't, it's inappropriate. And we learn later, like it's kind of implied that Oscar Isaac found out about the affair, and that's why he agreed to go into the Shimmer specifically,
right?
Because he kind of like, that's him like kind of giving up on their marriage,
right?
You know, and that's
which is kind of fucking crazy.
It is pretty fucking insane, and like that's also like you see in the movie, Natalie Portman the whole time they're like, Natalie Portman, why are you doing this for him? And she's like, well, I owe him. And I remember thinking that was strange, like, why don't you just say because it's your fucking husband? You know, like, yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, like clearly the relationship isn't there though, and that's why
I'm going into an alien space bubble for you, like fucking no question.
Period. And I would do that for you, but thankfully that's not indicated.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? The with it, but anyway, but like now watching it, like I'm realizing, oh, like her guilt is a big part of what's
literally her guilt
is what's driving her in this, and I feel like that's interesting. And I feel like I think all the performance in this movie, they're all kind of like, the movie has kind of this like meandering, really serious, kind of slow sci-fi. I feel like a movie that feels kind of similar in tone to this is Arrival, with another future Midnight Movie Gang episode, Arrival.
It's a good movie.
With Amy Adams and stuff, like kind of has that similar, like, we're really serious kind of science fiction. But Arrival has like a little bit more humor. This movie could have used a bit more humor. I think it was like very just kind of serious the whole time. Yeah. But no, I think that Natalie Portman is like, I like her performance. I like the boss. I like Tessa Thompson has some like salties going on. I really like the resolution with her character in general, because like her issue and the conversation the movie just has about, like, you know, a big theme that comes back is, you know, is the human condition of like destroying ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and like how we destroy ourselves in little bits by like drinking or like ruining a relationship or like whatever. Like we are prone to that. And something that I was watching a video essay about this movie, the reason why the Shimmer is kind of fucking everything up is because it's absorbed human DNA, and the idea is that humans, we are the first thing that it is encountered that has that need to self-destruct. Yeah. And that's why it's being so violent and lashing out, because we're literally, we're like a sickness on this thing. Yeah. You know, just but yeah, just interesting. There's a lot of ways you could interpret those like bigger, heady sci-fi elements of this movie. I kind of want to more just talk about like what you thought of the execution of certain things. What did you think about Oscar Isaac in the beginning of this movie when he just showed up?
just like a weird guy. Just a weird fucking guy. And you can tell that something's off with him, but it's really hard to say if it's just that he's a weird fucking guy or if it's because he got replaced and his insides are moving weird.
Yeah, he's got the wormy insides. Yeah, no, it was definitely, I remember when I first saw this movie, it's a good setup for intrigue. He doesn't remember where he was or who he was, you know, which, I mean, we learn later that he's a weird silver space alien. Yeah, no, there's some pretty good, like, set pieces. The scene with the bear is probably, like, the scariest scene.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Not just because of the design of the bear. Like, I love, you get these, like, so they're all basically tied to these chairs because, like, the one soldier went crazy. And this, like, bear monster mutant comes in, and when it roars with, like, a human voice.
Yeah, it's the voice of the one that died first.
Oh yeah, of the one who was she was the mother. I forget what her science role was. But like it's her voice screaming because this thing absorbed her, and like it's got multiple skulls on its skull, and like
and it's like it's like screaming. And it almost, it towed the line for me.
Oh, that thing. It is that thing
that I hate.
It is that thing. It's like exactly that thing, like people being turned into.
Yeah. It really towed the line. And there was a moment when we were watching that scene where it's like opening its mouth and it's like half screaming, half like human screaming. Where I almost had to be like, we gotta stop.
You gotta turn it off.
Because it was really, so I just have like this very specific, like horrible, like, reaction whenever there's a movie that's like
people being
forced into turning into like animals,
or the other way around too is also like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was that too.
Guardians of the Galaxy was
nobody talked about how fucked up that shit was.
It was awful.
That was not
but yeah, it like movies like Human Centipede and Tusk and stuff are just like too much for me. And that scene almost like towed the line there for me.
Yeah, no, it's a specific kind of like. I mean, I think it's gross too. It's another reason we couldn't watch Sorry to Bother You. Is another one. That was the biggest.
Was so bad.
That was the biggest thing where it's like I'm always super careful when it's like I have to pick what movie we're watching, or like when I pick because like I better not do another Sorry to Bother You.
Thankfully, that's such a specific vibe that now that we've pinned it down, I don't think it'll be a problem.
Yeah, but yeah, with Annihilation, yeah, I remember being really disturbed by the ending, just in general. It's really great. I want to talk a little bit about
a little bit like The Thing.
A little bit like The Thing, yeah, just like really basically like they go down into this hole that looks like the set of the alien spaceship from Alien, but it's tunnel vaginas, like cave vaginas, and it's all moving. And
Cave of the vaginas.
Cave of the winds. It's all moving. It's really creepy. The score in this particular part is really scary too. It's like a bunch of big, scary, distorted synths.
It's like wow.
Sounds very alien. I wanted to mention the score. I appreciated the score a little bit this time around. I really liked the because most of the movie when they're like in the swamps and like they're exploring, like there's this like guitar like motif like folky like kind of, we were talking about Last of Us, like when we came in, like very much that kind of vibe. And you know, like surprisingly, and it works too because there are some surprisingly tranquil moments in the movie. That like, you know, just some cool kind of sightseeing things. Some
of the areas in the shimmer were really pretty.
Yeah, no, it was pretty sick. It'd be great if you could visit without turning into a monster, turning into an alien. But anyway, yeah, see at the end, this amorphous alien thing in this cave transforms into like a silver humanoid structure, and it's slowly kind of transforming into and copying Natalie Portman. They kind of fight. Like Natalie Portman tries to get away, and it pulls her away from the door and like squishes her against the door, which I remember thinking that part was just really, really scary. A big TV show. So we got this nice big TV when we moved, and we've noticed that like we can notice a lot more details just because it's such a big screen. And I never noticed before that this thing, there's a shot from below where you see this thing.
It has a vagina. It has
a silver vagina, and it's like, oh my god, it looks. And you know what it made me think of? It's like shit. In Ex Machina, like there are so many shots where you can see Ava's vagina too. And like Alex Garland,
just like some robot vagina, I guess, some metal vagina.
Robot, silver, alien, everything, crazy. But yeah, it transforms into Natalie Portman, and then Natalie Portman supposedly blows it up. But I don't think that matters because I think it's like
Like she's infected.
She's infected. She has the shimmer. It's all still a part of her.
Right.
Yeah, but no, that was Annihilation. What prop do you want from the movie? I feel like there's some good props in here.
There are.
There's a handful, or I would think that you want like some of the weird alien flowers.
Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe
I know what you would actually want though.
What?
The crystals at the end. The big crystals on the beach.
Yeah. Yep. That's my prop.
Cool.
What's your prop?
Let's see. Fucking what's it? The Jennifer. They at one point one of them has like a really I really like their big army jackets.
Period.
They look like good for hiking. Could take one of those, or God, I thought I'd have a better answer. Oh wait, no, I want like maybe a tree person for the backyard.
That's crazy.
Like a tree shaped shrub.
Yeah, a person shaped
tree shrub.
Period.
Or maybe like a different animal, like a cat, a tree cat, a bush cat. Yeah, no, those are. Yeah, I think I'll just take one of the jackets. Yeah, I've got more thoughts for. I know I already have my prop for Crawl.
That's so funny.
Like I've had my prop for Crawl since we watched it, honestly.
Period.
But yeah, no. So yeah, that was Annihilation. I'd say it's worth checking out. It's cool sci-fi. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the hugest Alex. I think he peaked with Ex Machina personally, just as far as like Ex Machina is like such a tight. It's such like there's no fat on that movie. Like it's like every scene really builds.
There's no fat on that movie.
Well, every scene really builds into each other, and like there's like this great, and also just like because it's such a small cast, the actors really just get to shine. Just watching Oscar Isaac be crazy in that, he's so fucking terrifying in that movie.
He is so scary in that movie.
Yeah, he's such a great actor, and like I thought he was good in this movie too, just as like a weird alien.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, no, that was Annihilation. Let's talk a little bit about Crawl, a movie I had not seen.
Crawl.
That surprised the fuck out of me.
I loved Crawl.
Natural horror film. I've never heard that as a subgenre.
It's like natural disaster horror.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Crawl. It's a movie about Florida.
It's a documentary about hurricanes in Florida.
And well, basically, it is a movie about a woman who she's a swimmer. That's the first thing we learn about her. She's in college at the University of Florida. She swims on the college team. There's this really bad hurricane coming in. Her sister calls her and is like, "Hey, like everyone's evacuating, but I haven't heard from Dad." And this girl, what's her name?
The Haley. I remember because Barry Pepper, her dad, was like, "Haley." It's half of his lines in this movie.
Yeah, true. So Haley is like, "Oh, I'll just go check on him, and I'll drive through the storm to go check on our dad." And her sister's like, "No, don't do that." And then she's like, "Well, I'm gonna." And then she does, and she drives through this fucking storm and we meet these cops. One of them's name is Wayne, and
I called it right away.
So we're watching this movie, and Elsie immediately, is upon us meeting Wayne, Elsie is like, "If this man shows up again, he's dead." Which is very true.
Yeah.
But anyway, the cops tell her to turn around. She doesn't. She goes to find her dad at his condominium, and we learn that these parents have divorced. He's living in this condo for now. She doesn't find him there, but she finds the dog, Sugar. So she takes Sugar and she goes to...
Sugar makes it... I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was really nervous the whole time that Sugar was going to be bit.
So she gets in the car again, brings Sugar, goes to her childhood home, which they're in the process of selling. Mm-hmm. And the mom is out of the country with her boyfriend, so like she's not in the movie at all.
Yeah.
But the dad is there, and he is trapped in the crawl space of the house.
Like the under basement.
Yeah, which I think is so fun because the movie's called Crawl, and they're in the crawl space, and it's really creepy. There's a bunch of rats and shit.
It's so gross.
It's so nasty.
It's the basement from Evil Dead, which makes so much
gross.
And in the most another thing that's just so Florida, you could read out of the headline, Florida man, Florida. So this small group of people is raiding this gas station. And
they have a boat.
With a boat. They have a little boat. They have like a little motorboat, little shitty dinghy.
Because the water is literally feet high.
Yeah, the water's literally feet high out there, and the storm is still raging, and they're here robbing this.
They're grabbing the ATM machine from the fucking gas station. And
it's the most Florida thing, and it's so funny too. I remember we were watching, I'm like, damn, like, I would have tried that maybe.
This is a good hustle.
Yeah, because as far as the biggest thing for me there is like the cops are not a factor because like no one's gonna be around. But anyway, my favorite set piece in the movie really is like these. It's like 3 or 4 people.
It's 3, yeah.
It's where they're robbing this place and the Gators get them like pick them off one by one like slashers, like fucking Michael Myers. And there's this one shot. I was like, damn, was like one dude got by the Gators. Like they got each individual limb, like each gator, and then one got his head, and they just.
That was the cops.
That was the cop.
That was the second cop.
Okay, that was the second cop. Yeah, no, that was such a good kill. But yeah, no, these people just get got one by one in this gas station.
I like the scene where we're focused on the guy's face, and in the background, the woman is getting attacked by the gator.
And
it's a really cool scene because you can't hear it, but like it's just in the background.
Yeah, the sound design in general is like really just well thought out because we're in the middle of this hurricane.
Yeah.
And how loud it is like honestly a huge factor in the fear.
Yeah, the ambiance.
Yeah, just in general, like the timing of the kills, like, and the gore effects actually are really good too, because like even it's far fetched with some of these injuries that the girl and her dad get.
Right. Oh yeah, they would have been dead for sure.
Like even just down, like there's one point where like she gets the dad's the biggest thing as far as like his fucking femur is cut in half,
right?
And he's like limp. He like ties it together with a fucking belt and makes like a splint with like a big ass fucking wrench or whatever. Yep. And he's like hopping around on him. Like, no, you're not hopping around on shit. Also, this wound is getting, like you were saying, like getting all this shitty hurricane water.
Right, because like hurricane water, it's sewage from from the overflowing sewage. It's also like dead bodies of animals and sometimes people.
We see some of that.
We see a dead raccoon in there.
Yeah, we see some of that too.
Just diseases.
All
kinds of diseases.
The whole movie just has this really.
It's yucky.
It's yucky, and it adds to the fear. Like I'm surprised how much of a threat the world felt.
Yeah.
In this movie, and it's coupled with the alligators, you know. But what was I saying as far as like, that was a great set piece. The water is rising the whole time, which is another. Eventually, they're just gonna run out of air. But no. So the injury I wanted to mention with her is that she gets like at one point she gets grabbed by a gator, like chomps onto her thigh.
Yeah, let's go.
It gets her let's go. But here's the thing, they show the wound and like and her leg is like hella fucked up.
And also, if a gator grabs your leg, like it's probably just gonna bite your leg.
Yeah, no,
like, you're probably not gonna have your leg.
You're just fucked.
Also, these gators are massive.
Oh yeah, no, they're huge. They're tanks. They're
like 20-footers. Like they're big boys.
Giant ass things. Yeah, and they're smart. And the first time one shows up, I was a little bit like the CG kind of, but eventually,
the CG is not good.
Yeah, it's not great. But like, I mean, there are some. I think something that really sells is like. The gore effects are really good. That's what
the gore is really good.
The gore and the makeup, like with some of the effects, are really good. Also, the I don't know if like they probably had stunt performers on set or something. But as far as like you feel the weight of these, because like when these people are getting flung around by the gators or grabbed by them like really fast, like or snatched down, like you feel the impact of like just these big animals
for sure.
And it's done really well. But yeah, no, the set piece with the cops when they come in later, they got rid of. Oh yeah, and I want to talk about what's his name, Kevin.
You keep wanting to call him Kevin. His name is Wayne.
Wayne. Wayne, in the Wikipedia, I don't remember them saying in the movie, but in Wikipedia it says that Wayne is her ex-boyfriend, and that's like the thing where it was like he was like, oh hi Haley, like I'm like, okay, you have a crush on her, you're fucked,
Right.
because I'm like, you're gonna try to come back for her later, and then you're gonna get got,
And then you're gonna get got, and that's exactly what happened.
like no fucking, I saw it a mile away.
In August 2024, Paramount greenlit a sequel.
Oh, it's coming.
There's gonna be a sequel.
We're gonna get part 2. Hell yeah, the Meg. Talking about the Meg. Yeah, 47 meters down. You know, yeah, you have talked about a lot of these movies, and
I love. Have you seen 47 Meters Down? I can't remember if we've watched that.
I have. We haven't watched it together, but it came out while I was working at the movie theater. Yeah, 2017, and
I loved that one.
I saw it with my buddy Ed.
It was a great one.
I had fun with that one. That one me and my buddy, we had a private screening for. There was no one else in the theater.
Period.
Yeah.
The Shallows is good too.
I haven't seen The Shallows. We're looking at the just the Wikipedia page for Crawl. Yeah, we'll go through all of them. Critical response.
That's so cool. There's gonna be a sequel.
Future. Yeah.
Ooh, different characters in a new story.
Yeah, you could do a thing where it's like, yeah, you could
Crawl 2.
You could make it an anthology type deal.
Crawl 2.
Crawl to what? Crawl to more gators.
That's so exciting because in order to get a sequel, you gotta up the ante.
Indeed.
And even if it's stupid, I'll be excited about it.
Yeah.
There's something really funny to me about gator movies. Now, I mean, like creature movies, like shark movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In general, they're not great for like ecological like impact, because like all of these things contribute to a culture of people thinking that animals are like more dangerous than they are.
Didn't Jaws like result in like a shit ton of sharks being like overhunted?
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually true, but it definitely added to the sentiment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people feel very strongly about animals who are just like living in their own environments. Like, I mean, if you don't want to get bit by a shark, I don't know, just don't swim in the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, if you're really that worried about it, like, just don't go there, you know? But I don't know. As someone who deeply cares about like conservation and ecological impact and stuff, I just love a creature shark movie. I love the Meg. People hate the Meg like a lot.
The Meg's a blast.
But I fucking love the Meg. I love Jaws. Jaws is always great.
Mm-hmm.
I love The Shallows, 47 Meters Down. I haven't seen Sharknado. I've never seen any of those movies. But like, I love a creature movie.
I've never made my way through a whole Sharknado.
Yeah.
They're too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's because they're from the Asylum, which like, do you know the Asylum?
No, I don't.
So the Asylum is a film studio who like their whole thing is that they make like shitty, I don't want to even call them parodies, but like rip-offs. So they did Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Hunter.
Oh, ew.
Literally Pacific Rim, Atlantic Rim. I'm not even kidding. And they just throw it together like the cheapest, fastest.
It's like the books that you get at the dollar store that are like or like the movie. You know the movies that we've seen at the dollar store that are just like off-brand, like
that exact kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I was really thrown off. And literally they only exist to trick people in they used to only exist to trick people in rental stores. Now it's just the bulk of like what's shitty movies on Netflix.
Right.
But like you're like they were the equivalent of like what we like view as like, there are a lot of movies where I'm like, oh, that's just an AI movie.
Right.
AI wrote that shit.
Right. It's just like bullshit.
When I was a little kid, I got tricked. There was one called The Terminators.
Oh no!
And I thought that it was in the universe of the Terminator. I'm like, no, it was trash. But yeah, no, Sharknado was just like a big hit from the Asylum, and like they're that level of quality, and like I just really don't. Yeah, like it gets old quick. But yeah, no, Crawl is super, super worth checking out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great one. It's a good summer horror. This movie came out summer 2019.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, this is like a great summer. This would have been a great drive-in movie.
Yeah, it's a great summer vibe.
Yeah, great summer horror. A lot of fun. And I already have my prop.
Ooh.
One of the guys at the gas station scene, the Florida people had like the most Florida tank top. It was like a camo tank top with like these wide orange like accents on it.
Yeah.
Like under his raincoat. And I'm like, that is the most Florida fucking shirt I've ever seen. And that's what I want. And this, yeah, we were watching this, like, yeah, this is just like the average Floridian experience, I think.
Yeah. My prop would be the kitchen in their house.
The whole kitchen. It is a cute kitchen.
It's a really cute kitchen. They have really cute green cabinets. Mm-hmm. They're really cute.
Yeah. Super cute.
And the dog doesn't die.
The dog
so
does
don't
not die.
worry.
Yes, exactly. I feel like any movie that has a dog, there should be...
You're like...
I feel like, no, they should do it movies. Any movie where there is a dog character...
Tell me right now if he lives.
Like, when you go to ticket, like, there should be a thing of, like, do you want to know if the dog dies? Yes or no? Type deal. But, yeah, no, the dog makes it. So, yeah, no, Crawl, very super worth checking out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That and Annihilation. Yeah, they don't really have a whole lot to... Like, there's Gators. Gators in both. They're both about people trying to survive in a dangerous environment. I feel like the girl from Crawl would do pretty all right for herself in the Annihilation universe.
Yeah, I mean...
She's resourceful.
Yeah.
The dad... Oh, no, I wanted to mention a few other... There's a few other injuries that happen in this movie that I just...
The dad loses his arm.
He gets his arm ripped off violent. Not pretty. Like, not in one...
No.
But torn off by one of these...
And he stays conscious.
He just ties it off, and that's it. And it's like, just no. There's a lot of, like, injuries that have... Or, like, when she... The really cool shot, but stupid, when she gets her arm is eaten by the gator, but she has a gun in her hand.
Yeah.
And she's shooting the gator from inside, but her arm is fine.
Right.
Just no. But yeah, that's Annihilation and Crawl. This has been Midnight Movie Gang. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. You can it's currently 5:32 p.m. Midnight Movie Gang. Go to www.midnightmoviegang.com.
Not the www.
We got the website back. Can afford it now. Yeah, www.midnightmoviegang.com. You can go to the store on there to look at by the time you're listening to this, at the very least, Love Lies Bleeding will be up. You can buy we got some DIY tapes that we're releasing.
And it's really cool.
It's really cool. Midnight Movie Gang video is what we're enter the video store type deal. You can go ahead and check those out. Check out our Patreon. Go subscribe to YouTube. We're getting near 300 followers on there. Getting pretty close. We're 270. So yeah, thank you for listening, and goodbye. Have a nice night. Bye.
Bye.
So, here we go. With childish frustrations and complexes which the police are searching for James Thomas, believed to be the lover of Miss Williams, and her partner in the horrible murder of Walter. Grab everybody that I'm here. Well, no. Oh, please tell me where he's going. Please tell me. I don't know. How long did how hopeless could I got in here? 3 tickets to Albany on 6 o'clock train tonight. What do you say? Special agent. Special agent.